The Reboot cast has a very good group of characters, from more comedic characters like Wayne and Z to more mean characters like Julia. But there's one character that doesn't really get that much appreciation and even gets some hate. That character is Nichelle. Just kidding. The character I'm actually talking about is Millie. Millie is one of the more forgettable characters in the cast. But I actually want to talk about why Millie is actually a fun and good character that works well with the Reboot cast. This is coming from a person that used to just find Millie alright, and even forgot to talk about her in one of my Reboot videos. But what can I say? I have changed and actually have some appreciation for this character. Let's take a look into Millie's character from season 1 and 2 and discuss my opinions on this journalist. You are in for a treat, and tell me your opinions on Millie in the comments below. When you ask someone what did Millie do in season 1, they would say two things: write mean things about others and getting carried by Priya. Which is kinda true, but let's just take a deeper look into this. Let's first start with Millie's research or journal, whatever you want to call it. That was her main reason for joining the show. She wanted to do research on her generation and told drama would be the perfect opportunity. So throughout the season, we'll see Millie write and write and write and write. She just wrote a lot. She was really writing a whole novel out here. But going back to her writing, let's just say the thing she was writing wasn't the best and very judgmental. Writing about people's flaws or why they're weird. Even as going far writing about her best friend's parents. This was a flaw Millie had and why some people hate her. She was just a hypocrite and judgmental. Why would someone want to be around her? Which I do understand, but I'm going to explain why I actually like this for her character. Millie is a flawed character, yes, but it actually gets some nice improvement as the season goes on. She starts to realize what she's writing might not be the best, definitely when it comes to Priya. I remember she said something about her being worried about Priya reading her research paper when it gets published. This is the first hit of Millie having some doubts about what she's going to do and her research paper. This wasn't the same Millie that didn't care and would write anything just to make her paper or her look better. She was starting to change her mindset mainly because of her friendship with Priya, which is actually really nice to see in a character and adds some more depth to Millie. But we all know what happens. Someone decides to give Priya a nice purple gift. Can't just say how amazing the color purple is. Come on, purple is clearly the best color. I would love a purple gift. But Priya does find out what Millie has been writing about her and her parents because of Bowie's genius plan to split them up. This leaves Priya mad, which makes sense, but something happens to Millie. She starts to feel a lot of regret and sadness. Millie was facing the consequences for what she wrote and how her writing actually might hurt people. Millie couldn't sleep and just wanted to make up for Priya. It took some time, but Priya did eventually hear her out. She explains how she regrets all the mean things she wrote and how Priya's one of the best things that ever happened to her. But my favorite thing about Millie happened just after that. She does explain she was writing these awful things about others just because of her own insecurities. Millie was a character that was so insecure she would write horrible things just to make her feel better. Some people might relate to this or even know people like this in real life. But it was so nice to see Millie realize this and take actions for her mistakes. If you look at the first couple episodes and compare to later episodes, Millie was a character that improved her mindset, which can be very difficult for some people. This is something that I kinda just threw away and didn't pay much attention to when I first watched the season, or even like 2 or 3 months ago. But rewatching the season actually made me like her more, and this is one of the main reasons why. But let's now focus on Millie and Priya's friendship. Overall, I would say their friendship was good, and they were pretty fun together. Their whole friendship relationship thing was very cute, and did really enjoy that scene. But we do need to talk about how Millie did get seriously carried by Priya throughout the season. Which is very true. Millie was pretty bad at challenges, and without Priya, she wouldn't have gotten as far. Which again is very true, and I will admit, wasn't the biggest fan of this. It made Priya an amazing character that can carry a whole nother person, but just left Millie as this weak character. Which again wasn't my cup of tea, but I will say this. We don't always need characters to be super good at challenges, like characters like Zoe, Priya, even Sky. But to be fair, how you seen some of the total drama challenges, surprised the characters aren't dead. But it's also pretty smart for Millie to work with someone that's really good at challenges, because you will have a decent chance of making it far, while keeping you safe and actually putting a target on the other person's back. I doubt that was their intentions, but hey, it works. Also, you can tell Millie at least tried to get better. Let me take that back. She really didn't do that well still, and didn't improve physical strength wise. However, this is the first time we have a character getting carried from someone else. Does anyone remember Sierra and Cody? Cody also got carried by Sarah. I do find it funny that a lot of people love Cody and dislike Millie, even though they both floated to the finale. But I get why people like Cody more. They have a different personality, so I will give Cody that. But I actually prefer Millie or Cody. Sorry to all my Cody fans, I know I just crushed your heart, but never understood the hype for Cody. But let's go back to Millie, since this is her video. But just wanted to mention this since this isn't our first time we've really seen a character get carried by someone else, or basically just floating throughout the season. Overall, Millie and Priya's friendship was good, but it did have some problems. However, I will say when it comes to their friendship, the good does outweigh the bad. Before we talk about season 2, let's talk about 2 other things. First, Millie and Ripper. I actually didn't hate the interactions, and I liked how much Millie hated Ripper. They were fun together, and her being called Ripper in season 2 makes this even more funny or enjoyable. Overall, their small interactions during season 1 was pretty decent. Then whatever happened in that Jurassic Park episode. But that's nothing new. That episode's just gross and weird. If it wasn't for the Julia scene, that episode would be absolutely trash. But overall, I would say season 1 Millie was slightly better than alright. There's definitely better characters in season 1, but I have grown a better appreciation for her character, and I actually think she's honestly pretty good. I don't think she's amazing, but she has qualities where I can see why people like Millie during season 1. But we're now on to season 2. This might be surprising, but I actually like season 2 Millie and might prefer it over season 1 Millie. Millie didn't play a big role this season, which makes sense since she made her whole plot in season 1 and was the third boot, so they couldn't really do that much of her. But they actually did give her a mini plot, which I do like. I know Damien lovers hate this plotline, but hey, I like it. So basically, Millie didn't read Priya's whole training guide, but didn't want to tell Priya at the start. Which I don't blame her. Did you guys see how thick and huge that training guide was? Yeah, you won't be catching me reading that. However, this does leave Millie to make some interesting decisions. First, with her running straight forward during the first challenge, causing her to be the first out. And her pushing Damien down the slide. I know some people hate Millie for pushing him down the slide, which I do understand, and that was very messed up. Millie took advantage of someone just to win a challenge so she didn't have to. Have nothing really positive to say about this. But what happened after, I actually really enjoyed. I find the whole scene really funny at the start of episode 3. Basically, everyone's mad at her and calling her the new Ripper. If someone called me a Ripper, I would actually die, and probably the meanest thing you could ever say to me. But some of the lines Millie said are so good. Dee said something like, "You crossed the line," and Millie responded, "Yeah, the finish line." I don't know why, but I really enjoyed that line, and honestly one of my favorites for the whole Reboot cast. Millie was actually being funny, kinda shocking. But that wasn't it for Millie. Her last goal was to make up with Damien, which did happen and they did become friends again. However, it was too late for Millie and she got eliminated, which honestly worked since Millie getting third was really good. She really didn't need to last any longer and had a good mini plot. I do find it kinda weird how quickly Damien forgave her, like she almost killed you. But I guess Damien is just a very forgivable person. But overall, liked her small role in season 2, and it was a good way to use her character. Millie isn't a perfect character, and does make mistakes that typically hurt the people she's close to, like Priya and Damien. However, has to find a way to make things right, which I do enjoy. I can definitely see why people don't like this character. Millie just makes mistakes and just easily gets forgiven. And with her not being the strongest player. But I for the most part enjoyed it. It was nice seeing Millie go through these arcs to become a better person and have a changed mindset. Have to learn from her mistakes and deal with the consequences. She did get eliminated both times after she made those mistakes, with her getting third place during the finale, and once Team Ratface lost, she got eliminated. After all of this, it might seem like I really like Millie. However, I do just find her slightly better than alright. But recently have grown a better appreciation for her character. And was a character I used to not be the biggest fan of, but again, like I mentioned before, I'm starting to like her character a little bit more. She has a lot of qualities which I kinda didn't really pay attention to when I first watched the Reboot. But now making this video, there are some things I like about Millie. But the video is finished, and would like to know your guys' opinions. Thank you so much for watching and see y'all next time.